Hi, everyone. It's now June, which means we can now start submitting our entries for Webtoon Call to Action on Webtoon. But how about my entry, the Shadow Self? Yes, it finally has a name. A great thank you to my friend Tete, who is Tete de Punk on Instagram, for giving me this idea. It's straightforward and to the point, since this is the entire point of the story. That is, Joel fighting against his dark impulses to close himself off from the world. I'm a little more than halfway through the panels as of this recording, so I still have plenty to do. I was planning to make more of these videos, but I wanted to get more done before I made one, and before I knew it, it was already June. If you want to see more YouTube shorts of my drawing process, check out my playlist for my Webtoon Call to Action drawing process progress shorts. I finished all of the storyboards around a month ago, so I've just been making shorts showing my digital drawing and coloring process on Metabang. Link is in the description. As for what this video is about, it's going to focus on what I've learned about drawing action scenes. I'll explore what I found hard about it, what I found easy about it, and tips you can apply to your own drawing process. To learn more about what my Webtoon Call to Action entry is about, check out my previous and first video about the Webtoon Call to Action contest. Link is in the description. Use the timestamps and the episode function to find the bits about the plot and characters of my story. So without further ado, let's take a look at my tips for drawing action scenes. Every tip dips into my personal experiences and concludes with a short bit that you can apply to your own work. Tip number 1, be spontaneous. When I first started this contest, I applied the drawing technique that I've been using since my very first finished comic, Finding Sam, which was incidentally also for Webtoon, specifically for Webtoon's short story contest in 2020. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. Okay, so what I did was draw the line art in pencil and then scan it and refine the line art digitally on Ibis Paint or Metabang. However, this method has proven to be time-consuming. While it served me well for long series like my current comics on Tapas, Sam in New York, and the Book of Joel, it's proven too tedious and draining for this Webtoon comic. As such, I pushed myself to just draw from scratch using my tablets. You can see me doing this on the screen as we speak. I thought it would take a long time, but it actually was faster than my regular method. The art quality didn't change either. If anything, it actually looked smoother since I didn't have to erase or refine any jagged pencil lines. So the lesson here is to be as spontaneous as you can. Sometimes trying a new technique or approach can help you speed up the process and meet deadlines faster. If I stuck with my old method of drawing everything traditionally first, I probably still would be on panel 10 out of 100. Tip number 2, create your own references when you can't find any. One of the most challenging things about action sequences is the poses. Sometimes you just can't find stock photos or 3D models with the poses you want. 3D models may also take too long to pose, especially when you're tired after work and you just need to crank out a page to meet your quota. I've discovered that using photos of myself actually works better sometimes. For me, I find a lot of 3D models very stiff, so I don't like using them as references. So for certain poses, like the pose you see here with Joel's hand, I actually took a picture of myself as a reference. For more complicated scenes, like fight scenes, it's definitely harder to take pictures. But if you have an assistant or the proper equipment, you can try doing that. However, if it takes too much time or effort, you should just use Pinterest to locate good poses for fight scenes. You can also watch your favorite fight scenes on YouTube. Pause when you see a pose you'd like to reference and take screenshots as you keep on pausing throughout the video. You can then upload them to Pinterest and use them as references. Tip number 3, take breaks as needed. Drawing action scenes can be tiring, especially when there's a lot of characters involved. To avoid burnout, you need to take breaks. Don't take on too much at once. As long as you meet your target, for example, 3 panels every 2 or 3 days, it should be fine. If you started late and you don't think you can finish on time, what you can do is look at your story and see if any parts need to be simplified. Maybe you only need, say, 62 panels in total rather than 80. This could take some stress away and make the task of finishing your comic easier. Sometimes we intimidate ourselves too much by making a task look more complicated and daunting than it actually is. That's it, folks. Good luck on the contest, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be making more videos like this, that is, about my process and tips for comic creation and writing in general in the near future. To learn more about my approach to writing stories, subscribe to my podcast, The Nuts and Bolts of Writing, using the link in the description. It's on YouTube as well as many audio-only platforms such as Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. I don't just talk about my characters and stories there. I interview many other awesome creators, such as my friends Hellevorn, Tete, Endless Midnight Moon, and many others. All right, see you next time.